What is up? Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. Back here with some more Alien Isolation. And guys, today is a first for this channel. I've never done what I'm about to do for this channel simply because I never felt the need to do it until now. Because now is a different story. But in case you aren't caught up on what I'm talking about, if you known from my posts earlier, you know what I'm going to. But if you don't know, I'll catch you up on here. So, long story short, about a month and a half ago, I made a video talking about Alien Isolation, how I believe that the review on IGN is one of gaming's biggest crimes. How that terrible review ultimately killed any chance of it ever getting a sequel from its poor sales, because people saw that review, they saw the 5.9, and just said, you know what? Must be another bad Alien game, because a year prior you had Colonial Marines, so no one questioned it. Because back then IGN was a million times more credible than they are now. I know some people might not understand when I say that, but people just saw that score and they took it for what it was. They said, hey, 5.9, you know, I guess that's going to be a no buy for me. Only to find out years later, people would find out and play and be like, damn, I wish I played it when it came out. This game's amazing. I had a lot of people tell me that in my comment section. It's my most commented video of all time on the channel. But alas, I made that in good fun because, you know, Alien Romulus movie just came out. I thought, hey, I have a little fun with this. Go back to play a game I hadn't played in a while that I really enjoyed. And I'd have a little fun at it, you know. And trust me, the results were definitely well worth it. Well, the guy who reviewed that game, I never dropped his name in my video, and that's something I've never done on this channel. I don't name drop people that write articles or do reviews, or if I'm talking about something like that, I may allude to them, but I never name drop them because it's never the important thing. I don't care who the person is. I just talk about the review or the article they may have wrote about. You know, that's what I'm, you know, want it to be about. It's not a personal thing. But today, I'm going to have to drop the poor man's name because this is a different topic. This is a different situation. So, what happened? Well, obviously, if you heard the news, Alien Isolation 2, a few days ago, was announced that its sequel is being greenlit, which is amazing, and I was stunned when I read it. I jumped out of my chair. I made a video talking about it. I was extremely happy. Well, I guess in a way, so was the guy who did the review on IGN for Alien Isolation. And if you don't know the man's name, his name is Ryan McCaffrey. Now, once again, I have to say this right now, I have nothing personal against Mr. McCaffrey. You know, I don't agree with the review he did. I think it's a terrible review. It's just my opinion about it, but it was never anything personal. It is what it is, and at the end of the day, it's just like, hey, you made a bad review. I think it did a lot of harm for the game's success, but at the end of the day, it's just one game, one review. You know, we'll live and move on. Well, when Alien Isolation 2 was announced, Mr. Ryan made a post online and social media. And the post started as the following: Alien Isolation 2 announced, but all those armchair industry experts out there told me that my review specifically killed the sequel. Now, if that's all he posted, I wouldn't be making this video. I wouldn't have cared. I'd just chuckle, laugh, and just be like, you know, whatever. It's not a big deal. It's a nothing burger. But it's the last part he said in his post is not only the reason I'm making this video and the reason why I'm name dropping the person and basically putting his name out there, because I don't even think Ryan has any idea what he just said. I don't think he has any clue what he just said and what he just suggested and what he just did. But it's really damning. And I'll go into really exclusive detail why it's so damning. But here's his last part of his post, and I quote, "I should review this when it comes out just to F with all those people." With his laughing emoji at the end of it. And that's the end of the quote. Now, you might hear that and think, okay, maybe it doesn't sound so bad. It's terrible, guys. And I'm going to break it down real slowly how terrible it is. Because it's very insulting what he said, but not to the people you think it is. It didn't insult me or fellow gamers, him saying that, at all. The people that it insulted, and Ryan, I hope you realize this, these people are closer than you think. Who are they, you may ask? Well, you don't have to travel too far, as they're really close to you, because they're the people you see every day you walk into the work field, wherever you work at IGN. They are your fellow colleagues and coworkers. Because what you just said basically insults and calls in question everyone's working integrity, their professionalism, and all their credentials in the field they work in. You know, the gaming, reviewing field, whatever they do related to gaming or at IGN or any other closely related fields in other areas. You basically put in question their work ethic, their professionalism, as well as if they can even do their job itself by what you just said. Because basically, you said something, and I know you might be like, hey, I was just joking. You probably will and try to backtrack it. But here's the problem. There are certain things you just don't say publicly. This will be like the equivalent of like a football coach or someone higher than that basically saying, our team sucks. You know, and since we suck, why don't we just tank games so we get a good draft pick? You would never hear someone say that because they'd be fined up the ass, number one. But two, you're going to have fans turn against you. You're going to have players look at you funny. You're going to have everyone looking like, why would you ever say that? Like, you may say that behind closed doors to certain people you know as a joke, but you would never say that out front in public. Why would you do this, Ryan? Like, what were you thinking? So now, here's what's going to happen. I'm not going to personally do it myself, because I just got better things to do with my time, but now, and the thing is, people are already doing this to you before you said this. You know, when I made my Alien Isolation review video, talking about the IGN review you did, a lot of people were telling me about other things you've done, other reviews you've done, everything else you've done, the aftermath of the Alien Isolation review, the other things you've done. And I'm just like, wow, you know, it's kind of crazy, but like, once again, you know, it is what it is. But now with this comment, everyone is going to hyperanalyze every action you've ever done and are going to do. But not only you, everyone else you work for and work with. And also keep in mind, this guy's, he's not just any person at IGN. He is a senior editor. He's been there for a while. This isn't just some young guy. Obviously, he did the review 10 years ago, but he is a senior editor. Like, he's not some, you know, small fry. He's you know, got a little bit of stroke there. Like, my point being is it just looks bad, but everyone's going to look at everyone that's ever closely associated with him, not to mention other people and other, you know, gaming review outlets and sites like that. And guys, if you can't read the room, we already have a huge disconnect between gamers and game reviewers. I mean, there are so many people that tell me all the time, you know, why do you care about game reviews? You know, they don't matter. At the end of the day, they're liars. They're paid off. They put propaganda in their reviews, or their ideologies in reviews, or they just phone in a job. They don't even try. They're not even gamers. They don't play. They suck, you know, etc., etc., etc. You hear it all. And that was before this comment. This is a textbook definition, basically, and it's forever there on the internet, of why people do not trust video game reviewers. Because now you have a guy joking about, even if he wants to claim, oh, it was just a joke, but just joking about, hey, I would just do a review just to F with people. You know, that calls for your integrity in the workforce, your lack of professionalism and maturity. Like, I will put it to you very bluntly. If I worked alongside him and I saw that he posted that, we would be having words really soon. I'd be asking, what the hell are you doing? Why are you going to bring me down along to your level and make us all look bad? Like, if you're going to look bad, then do it on your own terms and make it so it just affects you if that's what you want to do. Why do I have to be lumped into this? Because that's what's going to happen. And there's going to be people that have nothing to do with this, but are going to be lumped into that. Because they're like, hey, you know, that's the person that works with Ryan. You know, hey, you know, have they phoned in a job? Have they, you know, did they want to F with the fans? Did they want to do something just to piss people off? Did they make a credible review? It makes you question a lot of things, and that rabbit hole goes deeper and deeper the more you dig and try to find out. So you have basically put everything even more in question than it already was, extreme doubt in question. At this point, you wonder why so many people just would rather trust a random YouTuber with doing a review or something than an actual, video game outlet doing a review. And these are the reasons why. It's a bad look. It's a terrible look. One of the things I've done in the past when I do go after maybe an article, write a bad article in terms of gaming journalists, because I do have a series called Why No One Takes Gaming Journalists Serious Anymore, is always like to point out that there are good gaming journalists and there are good gaming reviewers. Unfortunately, they're completely overshadowed by how many bad ones they are. And that was before this whole comment. This is terrible. Like, Ryan, I get it. I'll try to play a little bit devil's advocate here. Do I agree that you should be, harassed and hauled off and, basically lose your job because of that bad review on AlienIsolation that you made? And I still stand by that. I think it's a terrible review. No, I never called for that. I don't think you should. It's a bad review. It's my opinion, but that's all it was. It wasn't a huge, big deal. It wasn't the end of the world. It is what it is. I didn't take it personally. Shit happens. You live life and you move on. But here's the thing. Let's just say that you are right and, your review had no reason why AlienIsolation didn't get a sequel. Let's say that you proved me wrong and it didn't. All right? I can live with that. Because at the end of the day, it's just one review for one game. But what you said, the last part of your little post online, that's permanent damage. That's damning. It really is. And I don't know if you can fix that. It will take a long time. Because one thing that they'll say right now, it's easy to ruin a good or any type of reputation. It's damn near hard and impossible to bring it back. But as I said, it just isn't just personally at you. It's everybody. You put everybody's integrity at risk there. I mean, honestly, I don't see how anyone over there can read that and be happy, especially if they're, one of the people that run that area at IGN or one of the gentlemen or whoever. I just don't see how they can look at that and be happy about it. I mean, I'd be pissed off. Like, you threw everybody under the bus, and all for what? To get back at a few people online? Listen, you're always going to have a-holes online. It's online, It's kind of like back in the good old days of the original Modern Warfare 2, where all you had to do is put on a headset. You had everyone cussing you out, saying all kinds of ridiculous stuff. It just comes with the turf. Like, you can't just lose it like that for a split second and say a comment. And as I said, I don't think you realize what you said, because honestly, if you did, you wouldn't have said it in the first place, because this is just not a good look. I hope you can somehow find a way to make amends and just somehow, even though it's going to be hard to do, retract that and go back, because that's bad. As I said, it doesn't offend me. It doesn't affect me at all. It doesn't affect gamers. It just affects you and everyone else that works alongside you and people working in a similar profession. It's a bad look, Ryan. It really is. I hope you can make amends to that. That's something you need to do. As I said, I can live with your bad review, but that's bad. That is really bad. So hopefully I made this point as clear as possible. I didn't want to make this seem like a personal attack, and it's not. At the end of the day, I don't have anything personal against the man. He just happens to be tied to a game I do love, and obviously had to make his little post with the sequel, but his last comment, that was not a good look for you. But, guys, I like to have a serious conversation here, and, honestly, asking as honest as I can, what is your state in terms of your relation in terms of game reviewers from public outlets? Not like your fellow YouTubers or stuff like that, or independent people, but just from big public outlets. What is your opinion and state in terms of how you feel about them? Are you someone that feels like they're all paid off, they're all terrible, they're garbage, you don't give them the time of day at all, no matter who it is? Are you someone that feels like there are some good ones, but they're just overshadowed by the bad ones, and do you think that whole relation has just dwindled to fizzled words, basically is non-existent now at time? And do you feel like this whole comment just basically highlights just a big disconnect between how reviewers are and how gamers are? Because as I said, The integrity of people from public outlets reviewing games, in my opinion, is just in question. It was already in question, but this just really highlights it, and it's a bad look. And as I said, I feel sorry for the good reviewers out there that do take their profession real serious and work and try to do a great job, and they're going to get lumped in with that, which is sad too. But let me know how you guys all feel about this whole situation. And also, once again, I'm not asking for anyone to go after Ryan. It's not something I want anyone to do, because at the end of the day, I would like people to do their jobs as best as they possibly can and produce great reviews, and maybe one day we can have something good coming out of this, because you know what, wouldn't that be a comeback story? Ryan actually reviews Alien Isolation 2, and he does it legitly, and he does it really good, and maybe he learns a little bit more about the survival horror genre, because I just feel like he wasn't very familiar with that. So who knows, 10 years can change a lot, but nonetheless, that is going to be it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and hopefully I can see you guys back in the next one. Thanks, and I'll see you all later. Peace.